Hey guys, welcome back. So, in my practice or my experimentation of meditation, what I've come to realize in and of itself is that meditation can be taken into many different aspects or many different ways of how we view it and how we practice it, what our mental approach is to it, and how we approach it physically. There's a lot of fundamentals that go into it. And I've always wanted to try and be a great steward of meditation. And I've always wanted to try and become more in tuned with meditation and how to really bring it forth into my life as a tool, as a function in and of itself. Maybe one of the first things that I do at the beginning of the day, of every day, that I wake up and I'm conscious, in my conscious being, in my conscious mind. So what ended up happening for me was that I decided that I wanted to start meditating. And I thought, well, I already have a hard time really trying to stay focused and keeping everything kind of balanced and wanting to keep my mind from drifting off. And so I thought, well, how am I going to do this? How am I going to try and find a way of meditation, or find a way to meditate more clearly and in a more functional way, one that had purpose and a target and a goal in and of itself. And so what I ended up doing was I stumbled upon different ways of meditation. I looked into some information and I found this great app called Headspace. And I realized that how I was going to keep my mind focused, how I was going to keep my mind in the present moment, how I was going to train my mind to take things into consideration like noting, body scanning, focusing on an object for numerous amount of seconds or a period of time, was to do it through guided meditation. And really, in and of itself, that is what Headspace is guided meditation. And for me as an individual, me as my own being, and being in my own conscious state, I realized that I had to take on the Headspace app, and I had to start putting things into practice, into training my mind to not only be more aware and focused, but also to be calm at the same time, to note on distractions, and to become aware of what my functional reality was like. But what I didn't expect was how much more I was going to delve into the subconscious as well, and take on a task of imaginative thinking into bringing that into my reality of my current state of where I am right now, while I'm making this video in a sense as well. So what I decided to do was just take the packs and do the basics at first. I downloaded the app, I took it on as an idea, and what I realized is that just within those 10 minutes, within those 10 minutes of just trying to meditate and focus on the breath, I became more calm and I became more focused. Yet I was focused on my main objectives for the day, for example, but I was more aware of what was going on around me and innately happening around me. Yet I was still focused on my one goal. Yet I was still focused on my one innate target that I had for the day, or that I was focusing on in the next 2 to 3 months, so to speak. So, covered all the basics. And from what I've really learned with the Headspace app is that meditation definitely is a practice. It's something that you're not going to get down right away, unless if you already know how to consciously and subconsciously calm the mind and to bring yourself back to center, to bring yourself back to a centered state of being. And really, that's what meditation has done for me, and especially in guided meditation. Now, specifically, guided meditation has started to open me up consciously and subconsciously in all areas and aspects of life, and where I am starting to take more control, more focus in my life. I'm starting to be more aware of my imaginative state, especially with one example I could say is with dreams. I'm starting to adapt to more details in my vivid dreams when I have them, and to really start to pick apart maybe why I'm dreaming about specific things or made up things in my head, or from just taking parts of my own reality and putting them into my subconscious as well. Or it's just how the mind really works. Really how the mind works when you're sleeping is it's getting rid of old data and replacing it with new, or picking and choosing memories that it wants to keep or throw away. And somehow in this reboot or this downloading process, your brain is much more like a computer, and when it's sleeping, it's pretty much doing a defragmentation through the system, or your brain, we could say, and it's cleaning out all the old and keeping the new, or replacing the old with the new, or picking and choosing if it wants to keep old memories or to keep new ones. And basically with that, it's choosing to either keep both or none at all, or just to keep the new ones and get rid of the old, is what I've finally kind of tapped into or discovered for myself. The other thing that I've realized, and I've been using this app full-on subscription for about 6 months now, and out of those 6 months I have greatly increased my cognitive function. My willpower has gone up greatly. I'm more aware of my breathing techniques. I've improved my diaphragmatic breathing, I think, from just practicing that innate breath of in through the nose and out through the mouth. And I've only done really the shortest amount of time that I've really kept it to is about 10 minutes. I'll do some mini packs every now and then if I feel it necessary, for about 3 minutes to 5 minutes or so. There's a lot that you can do with the app once you subscribe. I didn't subscribe for almost a year, and I was just using all the basics that I could over and over again. Then when I subscribed for a year subscription, it was about $94.99, so about $95 tops, so a little less than $100, but if you wanted to add in all that altogether, it's about $100 for a year. And I started at the second to last week in December when I decided to subscribe. They had a deal for that. It was like, I think they knocked off $10, and so it was like about $85, I want to say. And once I did that, I started to pick out specific packs that I knew that were going to help me with issues that I've had throughout my entire lifetime, things on how to train my mind to make it more focused and cognitively aware of what my state is like in reality, and how I'm acting in my own reality, but also acting in a subconscious state as well. It was very weird because it started to cross over. It was almost like crossing over the bridge of the conscious and the subconscious and how they mend. And people can do that. And I feel like I've almost achieved that, but I never used any other kind of stimulation, can't say the word, stimulation, like drugs or anything of that sort. I know that a lot of people do that, and they start to cross over and have even more of an innate experience with meditation and experiencing their own mind and their own being at the fullest capacity that they could be at. Just 100%, they experience it right then, there, and now, in the present. It's taught me to be present. I've noticed that on days when I wouldn't do my meditations, that my mind was just off just by a little bit. It was ever so slightly. Within the 6 months that I've actually done this practice, and I've been practicing it and getting better at it, I've noticed that something has been off if I don't meditate for at least 10 minutes. Better yet, even 3 or 5. One of the other things I noticed too was that if I was in a state of busyness, like I want to say a state of where my mind is going so fast and acting at rapid times, and at random times too, like say maybe things at work, or I'm just really busy for the day and I got just a weekend to complete some minimal tasks, I find that my mind would be racing, and I would be trying to fit everything in a short amount of time as much as possible. And so what I would do next is I would take a moment, do one of the mini many packs or do another pack that was about 10 minutes long for the session for the day. And I would just go ahead and meditate again, even if I had meditated for the first part of the day. So that in itself would calm me down. It would clear up the inner chatter that I had up here, the voices that go off in our head for our emotions, how we're feeling emotionally too. And sometimes we can just be in an emotional state, be in an emotional state for about a week or so. And it can get very frustrating because you're just trying to stay focused and trying to get your stuff done. I know that this happens particularly with men because we're very driven and focused on our goals. Being in that state, and we have to be in that state and consistently in that state so that way we can accomplish what we have at hand. And we want to make the deadline. We want to get that promotion. We want to work on a career. We want to finally make our business take off. Whatever it is in life, we're always aiming for that and trying to get that through. And so I would take a minute, 3 minutes, 5, 10 minutes. I'd do another session, or I'd focus on another pack versus the pack that I used at the beginning of my day, or the pack that I used to just start off my day in the mornings. I would just meditate and get my breath going and clear my mind. And it would just all of a sudden clear up the chatter. It would kill off the voices. It would bring my blood pressure down, whatever my anxiety, my anxiousness, just the rapid thoughts, the random thoughts just shooting in and out of your mind. It would all just stop for that next period of time. And then I was able to get back on task. I was able to focus and just move back to it. The days that I didn't meditate, I mean, I obviously mentioned that I just felt off. Something was just off by a little bit, aside from just me being calm and learning to be calm in a more assertive way, but yeah, being aware and trying to take care of everything that I needed to take care of for the day. But it didn't feel like I was training my mind in the way that I had been focused on training it in the beginning with using meditation. So then I felt like I had missed something. I had missed something just for that little part of the day. And so really in and of itself, guys, what I've experienced is that it does bring you to a point in your life where it can help. It has just been such a great tool for me in my life, is what I want to say. It has been such a great tool for me in my life. And I could go on for hours about this, but just finally crossing the threshold between the conscious and the subconscious, just with the natural breathing, even with the natural breathing courses and just going through that therapy, that has really done something to my mind, and it's just phenomenal. And I can't believe that it's actually happened to me, but it's just crazy. The other fact that I was just continuing to diet and exercise and eat good, clean food, that all in of itself, in a nutshell, really brought meditation to a whole. I mean, when you're doing all the healthy things and the right things for your body and treating your body right, I mean, I also don't want to forget sleep. I've talked about that in many videos that I've done so far. Getting all those things right, the sleep, the eating, the exercise, and the meditation, and it all comes full circle, and you start to see that beautiful picture that's coming out on this canvas, or that beautiful statue that you're starting to look at from what this work of art really is. So, in and of itself, in these last 6 months, that's what meditation has really done for me, and I've gotten better at breathing and just being calm and innate yet aware and focused in the present moment, while taking that 10 minutes out of my day just to be still, to breathe, to calm the mind, yet get the mind prepped and ready and focused. So, and that's really all I got, guys. Meditation has taken me on a great journey, and I feel like it's still going to take me further on my journey and in this journey that we call life, you know. And I love it. It's starting to really complete me as a being, helping me to go further into myself, inward to my innermost being, into my consciousness, my conscious state, but also tap into the subconscious and control that from there, and to know that I am what I think, I am what I do, and that for me to really only think that I'm limited to so much is not necessarily true. We as human beings are very capable and very strong people. We were created by God this way, and we were created to do so much more and experience so much more on such a deeper level than what we see in our everyday life. And we have so many distractions nowadays, especially with social media. I blame social media for a lot of these distractions coming up in our life because we have our phones day in and day out, screens that we look at versus the TV and our computer screens at home that we look at on a day-to-day basis. And we take in so much information and so much time and also in so little time that our day just blows by and we just think, man, did I really experience today? Did I really live in the present today? And so meditation is teaching me to not take anything for granted and to not let things like social media, the information trap, the TV or the news to influence me so much, and to help me to have a deeper understanding of life and me as a person, me as a being, and also people as a whole, and the people that I meet, and to understand them and come at them at a different, and to understand them or see where they're coming from at a different way and a different angle, and it's just really interesting what meditation has done for me. And so really, guys, that's what I've experienced in a nutshell with the Headspace app. I think it's one of the best apps to use for guided meditation specifically. I know that there are a couple other meditation apps out there. Feel free to use whichever one that you use for your own choosing. But I feel like the meditation app has helped. The Headspace meditation app has helped me out the most. And with that, I would say any kind of meditation app would help you out in your own journey as well. And so, especially for the people that are experiencing meditation, I'm sure you guys don't even need an app. You guys are able to just go out and experience this journey of life and your own experiences with meditation on your own forefront, and you're able to consume that and transmute that in your own being, which I think is beautiful as well. So with that, I'm rambling on, but I just wanted to tell you guys what my results are with Headspace, and I can't wait to see what my next results will be in the next 6 months this year, just to see how Headspace goes. And what I'm hoping to finally do is not only just have this guided meditation app in my life forever. I'm actually hoping to get away from this app as well, not to have any kind of guided meditation with me or for me, and that I can just take that 10 minutes, maybe not even time it, just to take that 10 minutes to sit and be present and to breathe and to work on my diaphragmatic breathing and to calm my own mind and my own thoughts with my own willpower, with my own being. That way I don't have to have the instructions anymore. I mean, eventually the student starts to become the master of himself, and then soon he can also go on and teach others from what his own teacher or his own master taught him. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned.